Alrighty, welcome to another episode of Patriot Network. This is the week of January 20th. This is the week of Martin Luther King's birthday. It's the week of Brother Brown's victory in Massachusetts. It's the week that hopefully a fatal blow was dealt to the legislative process for the healthcare nightmare bill, the 2,500-page monstrosity that's working its way through the House and Senate. If you'll take out your copy of the Declaration and the Constitution, which you should have ordered by now from the Heritage Foundation, and if you haven't, you go online today and ask them for a free copy. Go to heritagefoundation.org, or heritage.org I should say, and they have a page which has the free copy of the Constitution Declaration. But we're going to turn today to page 35, and we're going to look at the 9th and 10th Amendment, because it seems to me, and the Attorney General of the state of Florida today issued an opinion saying as much. It seems to me that the 9th and 10th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution make the current effort that is in Congress, this current health care bill, make it unconstitutional. The essence of this bill is to order every single human being that is a U.S. citizen or resident to pay for health insurance. As a conditional state of being, they must buy health insurance. And they must buy health insurance for the good of other people. Now, not only do I think this is unconstitutional, I think it would be equally unconstitutional to tell people they must join a health club, or they must stop smoking, or they must lose weight, or they must lower their cholesterol. The U.S. federal government doesn't have the authority to do that because of the 9th and 10th Amendment. And on page 35 in your copy of the Constitution that you got from the Heritage Foundation, the 9th Amendment says, "The enumeration in the Constitution of certain rights shall not be construed to deny or disparage others retained by the people." In other words, if the Constitution doesn't say we give the federal government the right to force you into mandatory health care, then it doesn't exist. Now, keep in mind, health as an issue in the 1700s was a much bigger deal than it is today. Life expectancy for an adult male was 34, 35 years. It was not uncommon to see people die at the age of 17, 18, 19 years old. It was not uncommon to see women die in labor in their third, fourth pregnancy. It was not at all uncommon to, the hospitals didn't cure more people than they killed until the early 1900s. So in the 1700s, healthcare was a bigger deal than it is today. And it was a much more dangerous situation, and many more people died from the simplest forms of infection. So if the Founding Fathers meant for us to have health insurance, they would have included it in the document. They didn't. So I think it's unconstitutional on 9th Amendment grounds, and clearly it's unconstitutional on 10th Amendment grounds. And the 10th Amendment says, "The powers not delegated to the United States by the Constitution nor prohibited by it to the states are reserved to the states or the people respectively." I don't have to get health insurance. I'm constitutionally protected from getting health insurance. Now, if the U.S. federal government doesn't like that I won't buy health insurance, don't give me Medicaid. Deny me access. Leave me to die. Act like an open, free market where people are respected as adults and allowed to pay the full market price of their decisions. Stop treating people, adults, like children. If I elect to not wear a helmet and ride a motorcycle and get in a horrible accident, that just means DNR, do not resuscitate. That doesn't mean that the federal government has a right to rush in, hook me up to the life support system, and keep me in a nursing home at a cost of $100,000 a month for the next 5 years until I finally, shuffle off this mortal coil. It is time for the citizens of the United States to demand to be treated as adults. As adults, we make our own decision about whether or not we buy life insurance, whether or not we buy health insurance, whether or not we buy any insurance. Automobile insurance, since driving is a privilege, that's a separate story. If you wish to drive, you must insure the vehicle. That's a reasonable expectation in order to exercise safety on the road. But to tell me, just to breathe, to be a breathing person, to stay alive and breathe, I must buy health insurance, not constitutional. And again, the 9th Amendment says what? The enumeration of the Constitution of certain rights shall not be construed to deny or disparage others retained by the people. Unless the Founding Fathers say outright, you can legislate health care and mandatory health insurance, and they don't, then you can't take that away from me. I have an inalienable right to determine whether or not I decide to buy health insurance. And the 10th Amendment, powers not delegated to the United States by the Constitution nor prohibited by it to the states are reserved to the states respectively or the people. In other words, these two amendments, the 9th and 10th Amendment, make the current health care bill and all of its 2,500 pages of glory unconstitutional. The idea that you can pass a law and order American citizens to go buy an insurance product, and if they don't, you will fine them cash money out of their pocket, or put them in prison, that's absolutely unconstitutional. Get out there today, enjoy your liberty, enjoy your freedom, and when people talk to you about the health care bill, you say the 9th Amendment and the 10th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution declare the current health care bill unconstitutional. Get out there and enjoy your liberty. See you next time.